recently took a ferry from Barcelona, which is where I live, out to Ibiza and spent about 3 days bikepacking around the coast of the island. And I made up this little mission for myself where I had to go to the easternmost, northernmost, westernmost and southernmost points of the island, all within about 3 days. It was only about 160 kilometers, but I took lots of dodgy little tracks through forests and stuff, so that kind of slowed things down a bit. Despite being winter, I made the smart decision to not bring a tent with me because I was trying to save a bit of weight, and I just brought a hammock with me and what turned out to be a pretty dodgy sleeping bag. So if you're interested in seeing how this trip worked out, keep on watching, and at the end I'll share some reflections on my time bikepacking in Ibiza, and we'll give a little breakdown of how much it all cost too. Okay, so I just got off the boat in Ibiza. I think the town is called Ibiza as well as the island. It's still dark, as you can probably see. I don't think there's going to be any shops open at this time. I think I would like to go to a supermarket at some point and stock up on some bread and beer and other nice things. But I think there will be lots of petrol stations open, so I might try and find a petrol station. And then I'm on the east side of the island, so I might try and find somewhere nice to watch the sunrise. So I managed to find a petrol station and managed to buy some supplies, and I've just been searching for somewhere to watch the sunrise, and I've come across this random little track which on the map doesn't really seem to go anywhere besides the edge of the island, so I'm hoping that if I follow it to the end I'm going to find somewhere good to watch the sunrise from. The track led to these steps. So I'm just going to leave my bike on the steps and carry on by foot and see whether I can find some sort of beach at the bottom. And if I do find somewhere, I will go back on my bike and bring it down with me. Okay, this looks pretty good. Just getting towards the bottom of the steps, and there does seem to be a little beach here. There's some cars by the beach, so there's obviously a better way of getting there, although I'm not short on time, so I think I'm just going to go take the hard way, which is retrieving my bike from the top of these steps and carrying it down. So this is the beach. However, it looks like the sun is probably going to rise behind the headland, so I might try to take that path and see what's up there and see whether I can get a better view of the sun rising from up there. Okay, so I just made some coffee, and I was going to enjoy this for a few minutes, and then I think I'm going to make my way to the north of the island. I've seen that there's like a lighthouse at the very northernmost point of the island, so I think I'm going to head there today. It's about 70 kilometers away if I take a coastal route. I think there's a more direct route that would be much quicker, but I have all day, so I'm not too worried about that. I don't think I'm going to wait around for the shops to open here. I do have some things because I went to the petrol stations. I have some bread and crisps and cheese and water, so I'm set for a few hours at least, and I'll probably try to find a supermarket a little bit later today, and so yeah, just going to sit here for a while, enjoy the coffee, enjoy the view, and then I'll start making my way to the north of the island. So at the moment I'm heading towards a place called Cala, which will be some sort of cove, I presume. There's a few signposts pointing in that direction, so I think maybe it's a place that's worth checking out. It's a beautiful day for cycling today. It's about 13 degrees, so not too hot, not too cold. There's some hills about, so that's keeping things interesting. So this cove is about 5 or 10 kilometers away, so I should be there pretty soon. So I just got to Cala. It's a really nice beach. It's a really beautiful day too. It's like mid-teens and sunny, but the whole place is completely empty. There's barely anyone on the beach. In fact, I'm not sure I can see anyone. There's one guy over there with a dog. But other than that guy and his dog and me, there's no one else here. And in the town itself, it's very quiet as well. It seems like a lot of the shops and restaurants are closed. I guess it's partly because it's January, maybe also because of the pandemic. But anyway, I'm going to chill out here for a while, have something to eat, have some more coffee, and then try to figure out where I'm going to go next. I'm taking a look at the map, and it looks like there's a slightly bigger town just up the coast called Santa Eulalia del Rio. So maybe there's going to be some supermarkets there where I can buy some additional food and maybe a glass of a bottle of wine for tonight or something. And a little bit further up the coast there is an old tower on a little headland sticking out into the sea, and it looks like that little headland is probably the easternmost point of Ibiza. So maybe the plan for the moment could be to head to this town a little bit up the coast, Santa Eulalia del Rio, and then head to some tower. I think it's called Torre Campanits. This is Santa Eulalia. It seems to be a really nice place, another nice beachside town. This place is much more lively than the last place I went to. Lots of restaurants open, lots more people. However, I got here a lot sooner than I thought I would, and I was planning to sort of resupply and stuff here, but it's still very early and I'm still pretty well stocked. So I think I can hold off for a while. So I think I'll continue for a while and try to find a shop a little bit further down the road, and yeah, keep making my way towards that easternmost point of the island. I just spotted another petrol station on the edge of town, so I think I might just go there instead of trying to find a supermarket. It's more expensive and there's less selection, so those are the downsides, but the upside is it's right here. I don't have to go find it, and I probably won't buy much anyway. Currently on a very quiet road heading east. It seems that it will take me to what looks to be the easternmost point on the island. If it's not officially the easternmost point, I will declare it as such, and it will henceforth be known as the easternmost point on the island. I think I'm going to pass another couple of nice coves on the way, so looking forward to checking those out. And then I think the headland should be marked by an old tower of some type. So it looks like that easternmost point I've been going on about is going to be at the end of this headland, and it's kind of hard to see, but there's actually a tiny little track running along the edge of that cliff there. I only realised it was there because I saw a car driving along it. So it looks like a kind of a cool way to get there. So yeah, excited about getting on that track and hopefully not falling off it. Alright, so it looks like I can take that track to get to the end of the headland, which should be fun. So this is the start of it, and I think just up here it's gonna take a sharp right, and then it's gonna start ascending towards the top of the headland, and that'll take me all the way to the easternmost point in Ibiza.
We can party till the sun's down. Baby, let me buy you a drink while we're dancing and blink. I could go for some queen with you. Hey baby, if you're looking for some crazy, I tell you everybody's standing in line for the water slide. You can come on over, we can take the roller coaster, and you know everybody's looking for a ride in the water slide. Surfing on the wave of good feeling.
So unfortunately it looks like this is the end of this track, so it didn't really lead anywhere in particular other than this big gate. But yeah, it was worth a little ride up here because there's some beautiful views of the beach that I was just on, some cool rock formations in the sea. So yeah, I think there's actually another track on the other side of the headland, so I will head back down and try to go up that track instead.
I tell you everybody's standing in a line for the water slide. You can come on over, we can take the roller coaster, and you know everybody's looking for a ride in the water slide. Water slide.
Alright, just headed back inland a bit and now heading down another road, which I hope will take me to the other side of the headland, and hopefully that will mean that I can get to the actual end of the headland this time.
Baby, if you're looking for some crazy, I tell you everybody's standing in the line for the water slide.
Okay, so this sign says there's a tower somewhere, so hopefully that's the tower I'm aiming towards. I think that's the one I saw on the map. So yeah, hopefully just a little bit further, then I'll be on the easternmost point of Ibiza. Based on some quick reading, I found out this tower is from the 18th century and it was built to protect against pirates. And I also read about this island we can see over here, and this island was called Isla Tagomago, which apparently belongs to a family called the Monteros, but I've seen on Google that lots of people are posting reviews about it, so I'm guessing that if you have a boat you can make your way over there and enjoy some of the beaches. So I was planning to hang out at the tower for a little while to have something to eat, but I did have quite a lot to eat at the beach I went to a little while ago, so I'm feeling okay, and I think I'm just going to keep on moving and try to get towards the north side of the island before it gets dark. Alright, so I'm heading north again, and I'm heading towards a town called Es Figueral, which is on one of the northern coasts of Ibiza, and I should be there very soon. I keep getting surprised by how quickly I'm arriving at places, and it's not because I'm fast, it's just Ibiza is much smaller than I imagined that it was. In my mind it was a similar size to Mallorca when I was booking the tickets, and then I looked at the map after and I realised it's actually much smaller, maybe it's about 6 times smaller. So I'm constantly surprised by how quickly I'm arriving at places, and I think I'm going to arrive at this town Es Figueral in a matter of minutes. I might stop for a quick break there, getting peckish again, and then I'm going to sort of head to the very northernmost point of the island to try to find somewhere to sleep for the night. Alright, so that's something to eat again. I've just had a look at the map, and there's a town over there called Cala St. Vincent, or St. Vincent or something, and I think that could be a good sort of end point for the day. There appears to be the town, and then there's sort of like a natural area or an undeveloped area on the headland, so I think I might just head over to that town. It seems pretty close, it's probably only about 5k away. So I'll head to that town, and then I'll head up onto that headland and see whether I can find somewhere to spend the night. So I'm just getting into Cala de San Vincent now. Seems very quiet. I'm just going to swing by the beach and take a quick look at that, and then continue through the town and try to find somewhere in the nearby hills to spend the night. So I just spent the last few minutes speaking with a German woman who moved here in the 70s to Ibiza, and she saw me looking lost by the side of the road, and she recommended this path that I'm currently on. So apparently it's going to take me to a road, and that road is going to take me to a place called Punta de Grossa, which apparently is a nice place to watch the sunset. I asked her whether she lived around here. And she started telling me her home address, and then wanted to give me her phone number, and told me that she had a French friend coming around later to drink wine with, and that if I felt lonely in the forest I could go join them. So if I feel lonely in the forest later, maybe I will go join them, but I think this forest looks pretty nice, so perhaps I'll just stay here. So that path became very narrow very quickly, so I'm having to turn back, and I'm going to go back to the road. And I did see another path on the other side of the road, so I think I'll check that one out. It looked very rough, but it looked much wider. I think it was previously like a proper track for cars, so I shouldn't have any problems getting along that one, and I should be able to find somewhere in the forest to spend the night. So I continued up that track for a while, and I came across this sort of clearing, which is a bit weird because there's all sorts of like rubble that has been left here. I think actually that track, I'm not sure what to make of this place, but I think that track was intended to be a road at some point, but they never got around to building it. And for some reason there's a bunch of like old tiles and bricks in piles here. So it's got a bit of a strange feeling, this place, to be honest. And nearby there's a electrical substation which has a sort of loud humming noise, which kind of takes away from the tranquility of the place. But I have discovered that if I follow this path that I've basically just blazed myself, if I follow it, I get to a ridge, and at the top of the ridge there are nice views of the town I was in about an hour ago, and hopefully there's going to be somewhere I can set up my hammock. If not, there are some flat spots where I can put my air mattress down. So yeah, just taking some bags up to the top of the ridge now, and then I'll go back for my bike. Right, so this is the spot. You can see that I have some nice views of the sea down there. And basically that's the sort of coast I was following a little bit earlier. And over in this direction, you can see the sun setting over another ridge. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but there's like an electrical substation just down the hill. So yeah, this place has kind of a weird feeling about it, to be honest, with all the abandoned track, and there's actually quite a few abandoned buildings at the bottom of the track. I think they had high hopes for this place I think they imagined that they would build lots of villas and that lots of people would move in, but it seems like that didn't happen. So there's a few abandoned buildings and roads about. However, there are a few villas that are actually occupied overlooking the spot I'm in, so hopefully I'm not going to draw any attention. But yeah, so I've brought up a couple of bags and now I'm just going to go back and collect my bike. So as you can see, the sun is starting to set, so I need to get started with getting set up pretty soon. I'm going to try use my hammock tonight. I actually bought my hammock about 16 years ago when I was backpacking through Thailand, and the only time I used it was when I got food poisoning. And it's been about 3 days just lying in my hammock doing absolutely nothing. But I literally haven't used it since then, so I don't remember how big it is. I've got my eye on a couple of trees, so I'm hoping that I can fit my hammock between those. But yeah, it might take a little bit of experimenting. Alright, I managed to tie my hammock between these two trees, although when I tried to get into it, I realised that the one on my left is rotten. And I think it's quite likely that if I try to sleep in it, that tree is literally just going to snap in half at some point. So I'm going to have to try to find another pair of trees to use. So I found another couple of trees to tie my hammock between. They're a little bit on the small side, but hopefully they'll hold up through the night. And yeah, I have this amazing view of the sea just down there, and well, the hammock is a little bit high, but hopefully I will be able to get in, so let's find out.
We got time on our side, we're in a state of home. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got air.
So the hammock passed the test, I climbed inside and the trees didn't break under my weight, so that's good. So now I'm just going to go grab my stuff, which is just over there behind me, put it next to the hammock so I don't have to move too much, and then I'm going to climb inside the hammock, have something to eat and have some wine and just watch the sea for a little bit.
And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise, that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. We got time on our side, we're in a state of home. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise, that with you.
Right, so I'm pretty much set for bed. Not cooking anything tonight because I didn't get around to buying anything to cook. So I'm just going to have some bread and cheese and crisps for dinner, and some wine of course. I've got all my, basically just wearing all my clothes to stay warm. The German woman that I met earlier said it's going to be about 8 degrees tonight, so kind of cold but not too bad. I've put all of my food in a pannier and hung that to a tree because although there's no dangerous animals around here, there might be something like a fox, you know, you might get foxes around here or things like that, and it's just annoying if they show up in the middle of the night, so hopefully if I keep that up there they won't bother me. Alright, so thanks for watching so far, and I'll see you tomorrow.
That with you I feel alive. You